Hey man, say man, it's that time once again for me to talk about 4 Nights of the Apocalypse this week. It is chapter 220, titled The Seven Deadly Sins versus the Eternal King. And for the cover image, we have Meliodas and Arthur meeting up with Hawk and Cath back when we thought he was like, the realest nigga in the back as well. I think I like seeing Cath in the back there because it's like maybe it's sort of a visual storytelling of how it's like not actually Arthur in there but Cath. And obviously with Meliodas now knowing that, asking the question of who are you, probably has his suspicions on certain things. But yeah, this is a nice sweet time, which I think this is a moment that actually never happened if I remember right, because Arthur wore that outfit during the Ten Commandments, after the Ten Commandments saga, and after that Meliodas was no longer with the Sins and was never in that fit until like the end of the series. So yeah, this is just, I guess, kind of sweet. So yeah, Cath is like, how long I've waited for this, the day I finally settled the score with you Sins. Obviously as Cath talking about when they fought back in the original series, the four evils spindle back into regular forms. Look at Veltribe hitting a lateral pose, man. Like he ready to hit the goddamn double arm gun, man. While Cath pulls out his sword. Everyone stands up, with Gopher noting how that despite them being near death, their healing skills is insane. With King stating that Merlin had told him that chaos might lie beyond life and death itself, with Diane calling cheats.
L excuses, right hand on the Bible. God can strike me down if I'm lying. That motherfucker's cheating! Take my word!
As since it not only fixes their bodies but their armor as well. Meliodas telling the niggas, ayo, lock in. Bond remembering that he'd met Ironside before. And it's just like,
who the fuck is this nigga, bro?
With Cath charging in first, talking about, so let's go! Leroy Jenkins face ass. With him also yelling, right here, right now, the seven deadly sins shall be massacred with their traitor friends. And in response to that, the sins dash at the other evils who are going into combat against them. Meliodas kicks up, dashing straight at Cath, pretending to be Arthur, and bam, 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 bam. Look, presses him all the way up. With him pressing further, talking about some, are you really Arthur? Tell me, you bastard. With Cath, feigning ignorance, talking about some, I'm not sure what you mean. Meliodas hits the wall, smacks him away, and Meliodas continues to state that the Arthur Pendragon that he knows saw only happiness for his people, and that he'd never be so egotistical and arrogant about ruling as king, which, is true. So Cath doesn't say anything and it just grabs Meliodas with a chaos arm. Him stating that you've changed a bit, or maybe you've only grown weaker, as he throws Meliodas away down through Leonis' castle. God damn, but that's light work, no reactions for my goat. Trust me, he's gonna come out there looking like this. Former citizens of Camelot being heartbroken at the fact that Arthur is attempting to kill them himself, as we see Diane and King fighting against Pelargard, but the ghosts are like, ayo, come on, don't give up, lock in. Well, as they're fading away, because Gareth is at this point, he's probably out of magic force for the time being.
This is all I got.
With Houses saying, hey, you did it, you counted that the BSPR, and the people of Camelot are distraught at what they should even do, as they realized obviously everything was an illusion, and they're questioning what they can trust at all. All of a sudden, a voice talks about, hey yo, look out and see for yourselves, judge what is true or not, as they look over to see that Guinevere pulled up, talking about something, who deceived you, toyed with your minds, and then tried to hurt you, and who fights to protect you despite you denouncing them as great sins. As we see that Diane and King are indeed protecting civilians, as Pelargard was launching rocks at them, with Warren shooting. I call out, Diane, please, Diane, please, knock a butt. If anything should happen in this chapter, it is Diane getting her get back against Warren, because I started doing this shit because of these chapters right here. So I need Diane, and in these, Diane's performance was subpar. Her performance has been subpar out of order since her and Gopher, since Four Nights has started. Warren needed a cheating ass maneuver to beat King. Air quotes, beat King. Not even beat him, nerf him. So Diane, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get your get back. Knock up her, please. Please make her do something substantial. Because she is genuinely, like, at this moment, she is not legendary. Away from my tangent, Guinevere goes on to state that they were the fools, as we see the Gopher and Barn fighting as well. Barn low-key putting BTA to Beltripe right there, just like his son, man. Like father, like son, huh? And Guinevere continues her Optimus Prime speech, talking about we believed we could live in paradise forever with those we lost. It was simply too good to be true. And it led us to betray the very people who protected the world for us. Cath goes on to talk to Meliodas while Meliodas is taking off his coat, which I guess is sort of restricting his movements. Talk about Meliodas, former head of the 10 Commandments, the evil demon prince once feared by all clans. But what do we have here now? A pretty wife, a darling son, and the people of Leonis. As he re-equips the scythe, the pincer scythe arm. More and more things to love binding you down, a painful sight to see indeed. As he gives a side eye. Meliodas peeps that as we see Cath slice at Leona's castle, where obviously Elizabeth, Bartris, and Slater are. Meliodas, obviously 3,000 years worth of PTSD from losing his wife, goes to save said wife or make sure the building doesn't collapse as he grabs it. Look at that, no hesitation whatsoever with Cath talking about what have I proven my point. The simplest little things is all it takes to rob you of your freedom. But he actually stops the movement of the castle simply from that, because he's just big bodied like that. And obviously Bartris is he can't handle this kind of turbulence, with Elizabeth immediately recognizing Meliodas' magic force going up. As we see Meliodas headbutt the wall now to further push it. Maybe not even further push it, just start crashing out as he's literally getting mad, with him literally threatening that's a big mistake and saying that he is far more powerful than he was 3 millennia ago. Cath simply saying, man, you're a funny guy, and goes to stab him in the back. This over and over again. This bitch ass nigga, bro. I hate him. With him taunting about something. Oh, so you still think you're stronger? What's the basis, man? Where's the evidence? Where's the feats? Come on now. But then we see that Meliodas pulled up right behind him, talking about the way I can convert every drop of my blood into power to fight it out for those I love. And look at Cath, he is stun locked. He don't know what to do. He's right behind me, isn't he? Face ass. He tries to look back, gets met with an insane uppercut. I'm telling you, man, you don't want to get hit with any kind of punch from Meliodas. And I was talking about how it's any kind of hook. At this point, it just might be any kind of punch that he got in his arsenal. You don't want to get hit with. Even elbows. That nigga uses elbows sometimes, bro. Cath get sent back, and he's confused as to why there are more than one Meliodas side. But then obviously Sacred Treasure Lost Vein that allows him to clone himself. See, this nigga Cath didn't do his reason. He didn't do it because Arthur knew this. Arthur knew about Lost Vein. So I think this is even more evidence to Meliodas that it's not the real Arthur, because Arthur was there when Lost Vein actually made its debut in the anime and manga. But look at them all dance around like, yeah, we're gonna jump you, nigga. And this is when, because you also have to think that with each clone, Meliodas' power gets split even more. While not the base Meliodas, but the power of the clones itself is divided by how many clones there are, and it's up to 7 in it. Over with the evils and the other sins, Diane and King are fighting against the Ironside now, with him sending his Sukuna slashes all across the place, and the debris is going around being a detriment to people as they're running away for their lives. Guinevere sees this and no survival instincts, my nigga, because she tries to go up. What kind of guard is it?
Run, bitch! Run!
She's bailed out by Bond and asks her, if she's alright. With her realizing that Bon is obviously Lancelot's dad, which Bon is like, how do you know my son? That's probably the first thought. But yeah, that's where the chapter ends. And yeah, we got to the violence now. This is the part I like. This is the part I love. This is the part I love. All the shit. It's literally like UFC fights, man. There's all the shit talking, all the seminars, all the back and forth, and then when they actually get in the ring, everything comes out. Now obviously Meliodas, even 3,000 years later, all the trauma later, still messes with his opponents to a degree, because we saw him get launched down with this attack, get flung down with this, and from this point obviously there was that smoke cloud, and from here on, from this panel onwards, it was a clone. That Meliodas taking off the coat is a clone, I promise you that.
Psych a lot!
And with the real one pulling up behind him as well. Who's to say that that was actually the original, that the one that rushed in to begin with was the original? Maybe that was the clone from the beginning. Maybe this Meliodas here was the real one. But hey, let me not try to do mental gymnastics over which when he subbed out the clone with the clone. But seeing this panel right here, seeing Arthur surrounded by lost vein Meliodas clones is up. It's genuinely up for him. Arthur, Cath. But yeah, Guinevere, you know, turning into the female equivalent of Optimus Prime. So Elisa 1, yes, I know, ball. Talking to the former denizens of Camelot, to obviously so that they don't, you know, despair and lose hope. And obviously it feels like Meliodas is still just trying to pry more and more into if Arthur is actually Arthur. As like I explained earlier, he would have known about Lost Veins cloning and would have been so taken aback, but Cath, he doesn't know about any of that. I don't remember Meliodas using that against him. So the Sins, it's not like the Sins don't have means of surprising Arthur, or Cath, it seems, since to my recollection they didn't use everything that they had in the final battle against Cath, because obviously Cath had got swallowed up by Arthur, got no diff, bit diff. That's crazy. Cath might genuinely be the greatest fraud in the Seven Deadly Sins verse, because this nigga was hanging about Arthur, waiting for him to awaken the power of chaos. When he awoke the power of chaos, tried spawn camping him, literally tried spawn camping this nigga before he could really understand the power of chaos. And he couldn't even take over the body one-on-one either. He said he slowly erode to take over Arthur's body before Merlin did whatever she did to split Cath and Arthur. Like this nigga has no feet. He's a bum. I'm pushing this agenda now. Cath is a bum. You see, I wanted to vouch for him before. I was like, nah, man, this nigga's been waiting 17, 18 years. He's been doing stuff. He's been building up his arsenal. He's been scouting his soldiers to see who'd be the best to go up against the Sins. That's why he made the 4 evils. He wanted to kidnap Dub so that they could have good weapons. It's 18 years. He knows to be cautious of the Sins individually. He knows to be cautious of the Sins. He probably knows all their arsenals, what they got in their bags, things of that nature. No, he's just been hiding out of fear. He knows they're legendary heroes. Nah, he's actually, this guy, the absolute embodiment of malice might be the absolute embodiment of fraudulence, because what is, like, all the evidence stacked up like that I just said, what does he really have? He lost against Chaos when he tried usurping the throne to become King of Chaos himself. Arthur, with literally no experience with magic force at all, with magic power really, was able to outplay him. Not once, but technically twice, with him, you know, being split. I know Merlin helped, but we'll see the circumstances of that. I want to just push that narrative forward as well, that Arthur is actually like that. All this nigga Cath does is run away, scold the evils, scold any of his knights who fail, slap him, send a new one out. They fail, get scolded, slaps them again, goes out on the field, gets smoked by not just a Sin, but by a knight who isn't even of modern day legal age. a 16-year-old runt. And nah, he's actually, there's nothing to talk more about on this chapter anyways, outside of the fact that, you know, Guinevere meeting Bond means that we're closer to this moment too. But, you know, I feel like there's gonna be a red herring and all that. But outside, I have nothing to say out because this nigga, I've never seen such. Nah, Cath can't be final antagonist for this series. Cath cannot be the final antagonist for this series. I refuse to believe that. No way. Absolutely not. No, not for 4 nights. I can't. No. This can't be it, because we know there's supposed to be a couple times. So unless some bullshit happens to where, because what's supposed to happen? Well and truly, I'm not seeing. Cath is struggling with a base Meliodas. Even here, if the theory of this being the clone from this point is true, then he's been struggling with a base Meliodas clone. Base Meliodas has made Cath resort to dirty tactics and backstabbing. My goat Arthur would never, okay? Nah. You know what? I can't. Oh man, he's actually a bum. I've been ignoring it this entire time, but he's actually a bum. Oh my goodness. Took over Arthur's body for what? You know, he's a bum. He's genuinely a bum. He has all the chaotic power. He achieved his goal and he hasn't been doing niche with it. Oh my goodness. Holy shit, he's a bum. He is a bum ass nigga. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I'm just, oh man. You know what? Play the clip.
Stay or go?
He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.